Imagine you are busy at work, stuck in traffic, or watching a long movie. Suddenly you feel pressure in your bladder telling you it is time to use the bathroom. But instead of going immediately, you decide to hold it. This situation is extremely common. Modern lifestyles often force people to delay bathroom breaks because of meetings, travel, or limited restroom access. While holding urine occasionally is normal, many people wonder whether frequently delaying urination could harm the bladder or kidneys. As a urologist, this is a question I hear frequently. The truth is that the human body is quite resilient, and occasional delays usually do not cause serious harm. However, repeatedly ignoring the urge to urinate can create changes in bladder function and increase the risk of certain health problems. Understanding how the urinary system works helps explain why. How the bladder works. The bladder is a muscular storage organ located in the lower abdomen. Its primary job is to store urine produced by the kidneys until it is convenient to release it. Urine travels from the kidneys to the bladder through two tubes called ureters. As the bladder fills, stretch receptors in the bladder wall send signals to the brain indicating that the bladder is becoming full. When the bladder reaches a certain level of fullness, the brain creates the sensation known as the urge to urinate. In response, the bladder muscles contract while the urinary sphincter relaxes, allowing urine to exit the body. In most adults, the bladder comfortably holds between 400 and 500 milliliters of urine. The system is designed to empty the bladder regularly throughout the day. It is worth noting that bladder capacity can vary from person to person depending on age, hydration levels, and overall health. What happens when you hold urine? When a person delays urination, the bladder continues to stretch as it fills. The bladder wall is flexible and can expand to accommodate additional fluid. For short periods, this stretching does not usually cause damage. However, if the bladder becomes extremely full or if the habit of holding urine occurs frequently, the pressure inside the bladder increases. The bladder muscles must work harder to maintain control, and the normal signals between the bladder and brain can begin to change. Over time, frequent delays may alter how the bladder senses fullness and how effectively it empties during urination. In some cases, people may also experience discomfort, cramping, or a dull ache in the lower abdomen as a result of prolonged holding. Potential effects on the bladder. Repeatedly holding urine for long periods can place stress on the bladder. One potential issue is weakening of the bladder muscles. When the bladder is stretched excessively, the muscles responsible for emptying the bladder may not contract as effectively. This can lead to a condition known as urinary retention, in which the bladder does not empty completely. Residual urine left in the bladder increases the risk of infection. Another possible problem is reduced bladder sensitivity. When the bladder is repeatedly overfilled, the nerves that signal fullness may become less responsive. As a result, individuals may not feel the urge to urinate until the bladder is extremely full. Over many years, these changes can contribute to bladder dysfunction that requires medical treatment. Risk of urinary tract infections. Urinary tract infections occur when bacteria enter the urinary system and begin multiplying. Normally, regular urination helps flush bacteria out of the bladder. When urine remains in the bladder for extended periods, bacteria have more time to grow. This increases the risk of infection. Symptoms of urinary tract infections can include burning during urination, frequent urge to urinate, cloudy urine, and pelvic discomfort. Women are generally more susceptible to urinary tract infections due to their shorter urethra, making regular bladder emptying especially important for them. Regularly emptying the bladder and staying well hydrated are among the most effective ways to reduce this risk. Effects on the kidneys. In healthy individuals, occasionally delaying urination rarely damages the kidneys. The kidneys continue producing urine regardless of bladder activity. However, severe or chronic urinary retention can increase pressure within the urinary system. In extreme cases, this pressure may travel backward toward the kidneys, potentially affecting kidney function. This condition, known as hydronephrotic, can cause swelling and long-term damage if left untreated. This situation is uncommon but highlights why persistent urinary retention should be evaluated by a healthcare professional as early as possible. Healthy bladder habits. Maintaining healthy bladder habits can protect long-term urinary health. Experts often recommend emptying the bladder every 3 to 4 hours during the day. Adequate hydration is also important because it helps dilute urine and supports kidney function. However, excessive caffeine and alcohol may irritate the bladder and increase urinary urgency. Pelvic floor exercises can strengthen the muscles that control urination and improve bladder support. Additionally, avoiding the habit of going to the bathroom just in case, when there is no real urge, is equally important, as this can train the bladder to feel full at lower volumes over time. Conclusion: holding urine from time to time is a common part of everyday life. The bladder is designed to stretch temporarily and tolerate short delays. However, repeatedly ignoring the urge to urinate can place unnecessary stress on the bladder and increase the risk of infections and bladder dysfunction over time. Listening to the body's natural signals and maintaining healthy bladder habits can help preserve urinary health for many years. Small lifestyle adjustments, such as scheduling regular bathroom breaks and staying properly hydrated, can go a long way in keeping the urinary system functioning well. When persistent symptoms such as pain, difficulty urinating, or recurrent infections occur, seeking timely medical advice from a urologist can prevent minor issues from becoming serious long-term conditions. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. We've got plenty more real talk on men's health coming your way. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.